Hello and welcome to the show. My name is the Rave. I'm the future of this company. I know that's Coda Cyanite's line, but I've been saying it, so it doesn't really matter. It's my character, anyways. So let's get on to the review for Daredevil season 2. It's not gonna be a full review, and it's not really gonna be that many spoilers. I might mention a few, but I also want to get on to the things that I wouldn't say I don't like, but it's things that people complain about other shows that they won't mention in this show because it's a Marvel show and they'll just bypass the whole thing. Like they brought up the fight with Foggy and Matt about because him doing his vigilante stuff and them having the same crap that they had in the season one where he's like, they're gonna quit their firm or whatever, and that happened in season one, and they used that same storyline in season two. Is it really a bad thing? No, because if you're a Marvel fan, you're not gonna care. But if a DC show did this, you're gonna complain about it, and that's perfectly fine. But the thing is, it's not fair, right? You're gonna complain about one thing because it's a different type of show, and then there's also some love interest in here, and people could complain about that. Karen Page and Matt Murdock. I think that that's something that people probably won't notice or care because, well, it's a Marvel show, so bypass that. Boom, that's gone. Who gives a shit about that? There might be a love triangle because there's Elektra in the mix. But there's not really much of a love story with Elektra. There kind of is, but it's not really like that mushy stuff. And it kind of is, but they go back and forth again where he kicks her out, she comes back, kicks her out, comes back. They like each other again, and they hate each other, then they don't like each other. They do the same thing that Arrow and Flash and all these other shows do on TV. And once again, bypass that because it's a Marvel show. That doesn't count because Marvel made this show, so screw that. If it was DC, they would complain about this, and that'd be like a major issue why the show sucks. So let's go to the fighting part of it. There's a lot of action, and the action is awesome. This is by far the best action fighting. Even though I would say that Daredevil does kind of the same moves over and over and over again, but there's episode 3 in the stairwell, whatever, and he beats the shit out of a whole bunch of people, and they're like biker gang, whatever, because Punisher had shot a whatever. He didn't shoot a rocket launcher, but he shot one of their motorcycles, and then they come after him, and Punisher gets knocked out by Daredevil and then beats the shit out of all these people. It was awesome because he had a gun taped to his hand and he also had a chain, so it was almost like the guy's name Ghost Rider's style move, choking him and doing all kinds of shit. It was awesome. Great fighting. You didn't get the one thing that I would say different about this one is that he does not get cut up and torn up as bad as he did in the first season because he has an actual suit that protects him, but don't seem to get hit with too many attacks that are like blades or whatever. Elektra gets cut in the arm multiple times and she actually gets her stomach kind of cut open. I really like the Elektra character in this. That's a plus. The Punisher is good, but I think I like Elektra better. And that's the action. It's great. The story is great, but like I said in the beginning of this video, there's a couple little things that could be complaints. And Karen Page did the exact same thing that she did in season one. She went to the paper or whatever the place that has the where they print out newspapers and they talk about stories and whatever. She did the exact same thing, investigating, going in the back, doing things, investigating and finding a story and putting herself in danger. But yet they complain about Matt Murdock being Daredevil and doing all this stuff, but nobody notices what she's doing. And then they do say something. Matt's like, "I'm worried about you," cares about her, or whatever. And then it never really their relationship never really gets developed too much. I mean, it's not much of a love story, and the love story isn't really a bad thing, but it isn't. It's one of those things that it irritates some people, especially when it's like they're over, then they're not, And Daredevil does that too. Same thing that people complain about in different shows. They do it in this show, but like I said, it'll be bypassed because it's a Marvel show, which is a bunch of shit. And I'm not trying to be a fanboy of a certain show or anything like that. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to complain about one thing, you should be able to complain about this too. And is it great? The show is great. And some people online also was complaining, well, not complain, they just said that this got better action than Arrow. Does it in terms of fight and stuff like that? Um, both of them both do, like, they do the same moves, the same stuff, kind of. You see the same kind of attacks and fighting styles and the same moves done over and over in the show. So Daredevil's a little bit better. I would say at least season two is a little bit better than what Arrow's fighting is, because it does feel like it's kind of repeating, and this does feel like he's repeating the same moves. He does this flip move, spin thing, kick, then he kicks him down, and some of the ninjas, the hand does that too. So, but whatever, that doesn't make the show bad. But Arrow and this are about the same in terms of that. But I'll give it to Daredevil in this one because I think their action was a little bit better, and the fighting was a little bit better as well. So, but not really trying to compare. I'm just saying it was great. The story's great, but it is somewhat repeated from the season one, which, like I said, they do the same shit. Karen Page, I don't really like her in this in season two. I didn't really like her much in season one either. She's not Felicity annoying like in season three for her, but it's still an irritating character in a way. I don't know why, but she's not one of my favorites. I really didn't care about her side stories and all that other stuff. I like the fact that she was trying to prove that the Punisher is kind of a good guy. That was cool and all that, but other than that, it wasn't like, wow, you did the exact same damn thing that you did last season, and that's great. That's perfectly fine, but it's just something that doesn't make it great. Like, I'm not trying to be a critic. I don't even want to be a critic. I would have said all good things about it, but I just want to point out the things that people are probably going to notice. If they don't notice, they don't. But like I said, it's Marvel, so they can bypass all the mistakes that they make, all the same crap that they do over and over and over. The same thing in the movies. Marvel does the same damn thing. And because it's Marvel, it's okay. Like I said, but that's perfectly fine for this. But all in all, what would I give Daredevil season two? Which I do like it better than season one, and it is a great series. Is it better than all the other shows on TV? In terms of action, yes. In terms of story, it's probably one of the best. I still think in terms of story right now, Lucifer is probably still my favorite show, but this is in the top two. It's probably the second best. And that's it really. So what am I gonna give it? I'm gonna give it like a 9.5. The only reason why I'm not giving it a 10 because they kind of redid some of the crap that people didn't notice in season one. I guess that they just threw in stuff that's easy to nitpick, but it's also something that's not interesting because it's a repeat. But anyways, that's what I had to say about this. Anyways, thank you for watching. And believe in the rave. If you don't, well, it'll be your Final Fantasy. Final. Now.